Hey, what's going on YouTube? Zay's Perception back for another video. In this video, I want to talk about something. I know a lot of people can relate to this. It's going to help a lot of people out. Um, Never be afraid to have your own style and just be yourself and be different. Strange. You might come off as strange to some people, but man, I came off as strange my whole life, man. The way I talk, the way I dress, the way my mindset is, the way I think, the things I like to do. Even people still think I'm strange now because I'm just different. My mindset is different. I've shifted past my environment, like not saying I'm better than people, but I don't think like the average person. I don't want to talk about politics, sports every day. I want to talk about something like nature, herbs, botanical medicine, coding, how to use technology to your advantage, like working out. I want to talk about things that's going to help me improve my life, and help others improve their life and their health holistically and alternatively, but like I feel like I stick out like a sore thumb, not just in my household, but when I step out the house, mainly because of how I dress. I'm more of like a hipster. My lifestyle is very, very alternative. Like a lot of people who are my skin color don't understand me. I don't fit in with people who are my skin color. I feel like I can fit in with anybody as long as you got a good mindset. But the stereotypical people who are in my group, they just look at me as like a black nerd. That's the category I fit into, like a hipster, nerdy kind of dude. You know, I've been like that. I was like that in school as well. Like I wasn't like a pure outcast in school, but I had acquaintances, but never really fit in with anybody. Like and even in elementary, some dudes would I would get bullied in elementary. Even in like, but it stopped when I was in middle school because I started standing up for myself and no, I was just chilling. I had acquaintances, but in elementary, I would always get good grades. I was always like the teacher was always like me because I get good grades and I would always pay attention in class. I would always observe things and just pay attention, and I was like more of like a nerdy kind of dude. So people picked on me. So I was always like a kind of like that, different nerdy kind of dude. I was always that different kind of dude, and I know a lot of y'all from looking at me and like, oh, you're black and your voice is real deep. So a lot of people when they look at me, they think I'm on some hood stuff. They think I'm so just because I'm from Detroit, they think I'm supposed to be on some hood stuff, and I'm not on none of that. I'm not on any of that. And when some people they stereotype you out, they think you need to be a certain way because of how you look and things of that nature, like because of the background you come from, your skin color, your race. Ignore those people, man. Just keep being yourself. This video is to really just motivate the people who feel like they stick out like a sore thumb in society. Really just stay away from people. That's really some of my advice. Stay away from people. Only invite people in your life who is going to help you grow. But you're going to naturally get those people in your life when you start to embark on your career, when you start to like do better, do more things, you start to hit the gym, get your life better. You know, improve your life, and you will attract people who are improving their lives as well. You will attract people who is doing business if you're doing business. You will attract people who are building careers when you do that. So you don't have to force anything. But I just stay away from people, man. Keep your circle small. Stay away from people. Stay away from people, man. That's all I can really say. If you're a hipster, if you're a nerd, if you're, especially if you're like my race, if you're a nerd or a hipster, if you're like an alternative liver and you don't really live like other, I don't know if liver is a word. I mean, liver is a word, but the context I use it in, that don't make sense. If you're living an alternative lifestyle, right? And people see you as weird or strange, peculiar, like that's how it always was, man. Stay away from those people, man. You don't have to be around those people. Stay away from those folks. Only invite people in your life who understands you. Only invite people in your life who is trying to help you grow. And this goes for family too. You can love your family from a distance. That's what I'm gonna start doing. I'm gonna start traveling once I get my career together. Once I finish school up, I'm gonna start traveling. Y'all gonna see a lot of the stuff I do on this channel. Like as far as me traveling, that's coming very soon. So y'all stay on the lookout, man. I got a lot of big plans. I'm trying to break generational curses, I'm trying to break cycles. So of course I stick out like a sore thumb. Of course I'm always the one being picked on, and I'm always. It's like when you're just like that, man. When you're just a different individual, you're alternative. You have a different way of living. Like it can be something small as like me just wanting to ride an e-bike instead of a car because I'm environmentally conscious and I want to save money and I rather invest my money into stocks, compound interest, business rather than spending all my money on a car. But I can get around with my e-bike. Some people might think that's stupid, But that just goes back to saying that I live an alternative life. I don't think like the average person. I have an alternative life. So this can create a lot of clashes in your household with your people because maybe some of your family don't understand you. And you show them love, show them grace, man. You know, you love your mom. Tell your mom you love her. Go hug your mom today. I got to go hug my mom. Like, tell your parents you love them, man. Like, don't, this ain't got to be no negative thing. It's just like, protect your energy. If people don't understand you, bro, people don't understand that you're trying to break cycles. You're trying to do things differently. You think different. You know, you value meaningful, intellectual, introspective conversations. You value spiritual conversations. Like, I want to talk to people about herbs. I want to get some people who do holistic healing. I want to get some people around me like that. Get some people on my channel who talk about holistic healing. You know, that's the kind of people I want to get in my life. You know, get in my circle. I don't want just anybody in my circle. You know, I don't just want just for the sake of saying I got friends. Like, no, no, bro. I don't care about meaningless relationships. I don't care about that. You know, I value my relationships. You know, that's why I'm waiting to get a girlfriend. I'm gonna get me a girlfriend really soon. Y'all might see her on my vlogs. I'm gonna get a girlfriend. I'm manifesting that, man. I'm gonna have me a girlfriend for sure. But my girlfriend is even gonna be, you know, probably have an alternative life like me because that's just the life that I have. I'm alternative. And I know I keep using the word alternative, but that's all I can really think about, man. My mindset is just, I'm just, I stick out. I stand out. I stick out like a sore thumb. You know, like around a bunch of people who think the same. And I just think differently, man. It can really be frustrating for some people, especially if you're in your early 20s and you're thinking like this. It can really be pressure when your family is always interrogating you, asking you questions, telling you what are you doing for your career, what you doing now, what you doing now. I'm studying. I'm in school. That's all you need to know. You don't need to know exactly what I do, because I know as soon as I tell you, you're gonna be doubting me. You're gonna doubt me. You're gonna be envious. You're gonna try to question me. You're gonna try to tell me, oh, from your perspective. It's not about your perspective. It's about as long as I'm doing something, building my career, that's all that matters. You know? So y'all stay focused out there, man. I know it's hard for my black nerds or for the nerdy people in general, you know, not just black nerds. I'm speaking from that. I'm saying black because I'm uh black, so it's kind of tougher for me, especially where I'm from, just being on this hipster nerdy kind of style. You know, the way I dress, the way I talk, you know, and you know, coding. You know, I told you I'm learning coding, so it's just like, man, people just view me as that hipster kind of dude. You know, and it's just like, you know, I know that's how people are gonna view me because that's who I am. You know, and I love being myself. And don't never be afraid to be yourself, man. Be yourself because that's gonna get you far in life. When you're trying to be like other people, when you're trying to fake it, I can't fake it. I tried faking it, it didn't work for me. I tried buying designer. I tried speaking like I'm from the heart of Detroit. I lived in Detroit for a minute, like the hood part, but I didn't live there long enough to be considered a hood dude. I'm not a street dude. I'm an alternative nerdy black dude. You know, that's what I am. And I love myself, bro. And I would just accept myself, man. I never wanted to accept myself in middle school. I always wanted to wear Jordans. I always wanted to fit in with people, knowing damn well I wear polo and South Pole and Vans and all these other styles that people don't really wear. That they'll think it's like, oh, it's too colorful, it's too tacky. Like, that's just the way I like dressing. I like dressing like colorful with nature. I like dressing with nature, you know, like brown, yellow, blue, green. Bro, I'm telling you, be yourself. Be yourself, man. People might laugh at you. People laughed at me. That's why I've been bullied when I was in second, third, fourth, and fifth grade. I was bullied because people didn't understand my life. You know, they didn't understand that I was just different. I was myself. But even when I was in high school, I would try to wear Jordans and I would try to be like other people. I would try to talk a hood. I would try to, it didn't work for me. So I quickly cut that crap out. And I'm gonna just be myself, bro. I'm gonna just be me, and it is what it is. So this video is just to empower the people who feel like me. You know, just you stick out, you stand out, you're strange, you're a nerdy person, you know, you may live an alternative life and people think you're weird. Ignore them. Ignore them, bro. Stay away from them. Only invite people in your life who understand you. Be yourself. You're never too different. You're cool. Be yourself. Thank y'all for watching.